Today, my leadership podcast is on this topic of why we need deep humility. You know, when you are a successful leader, or when there is a successful leader, often this person is exposed to the accolades and the flowing of benefits of their success. If we're not careful, pride can creep into our hearts. And even if we're not yet successful nor as visible, there's still that crucial need to deal with pride in our hearts and to deepen our humility. In fact, can I say it is far better to deepen our convictions and attitudes of humility as a younger leader, so that even when we are better placed in the future in terms of recognition and success, when it begins to gather momentum, we can handle the pressures and the temptations of all these areas because we have been building solidly in the area of humility in our hearts. And so even if pride has not yet grown in our hearts, there is this tremendous need to deepen humility in our hearts. For after all, we should be following the example of Jesus, who was the ultimate example of having humility. So why is humility so important as a leader? Let me give us a number of reasons why we, as a leader, we really need to deepen our humility. Firstly, without deep humility, a leader cannot grow in areas of their weaknesses. You see, when there's pride, it breeds a disease called willful ignorance. We may choose to ignore because we think we don't need to know or we don't need to deal with certain areas. After all, we are so good in so many areas, and God seems to continue to be blessing us. So as a result, we ignore our weaknesses until it is too late. The Bible tells us the story of King David. King David, he chose to ignore his lust and sin with Bathsheba, and because pride had crept into his heart. And so the danger is this, that we will just not be aware, or we reject, or we don't want to know about those areas of weaknesses in our lives. So when others point out to us our weak areas of weakness, what is our attitude? Do we pull out an imaginary dagger and defend ourselves? Or do we thankfully receive that observation and go to God to ask for more grace, for help from God?